y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Olivia and I am a homeschool mom to 3 kiddos. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about budgeting. And I'm sitting outside right now before it gets too crazy hot. It's on the verge. We probably have a high of like 100 degrees today, but for the moment it's a little windy out. And so I'm just chilling out here on my back patio in the shade, and it actually feels pretty nice. So anyway, I just wanted to share with y'all about budgeting and how we budget, and maybe give some, maybe you could take some helpful tips from this. Maybe not, I don't know. But I have a couple of notes, so if you see me looking down, there were a few like key points that I didn't want to skip over. But me and my husband have been married for 16 years now, and for the 16 years we have always lived on a very tight budget. Not necessarily because we've always had to, but just because we have always had a goal to put as much money away as possible, and that's what we focus on. And while still, enjoying life, enjoying the time that we have with our kids, we also want to be secure in the future. And we also want to be able to be in a place financially where as we live in a tough economy, and sometimes it just gets tougher, that when our kids are older, they get to a place where they're starting their own families, if they ever need our help, that we are able to assist them. And so that is a goal of ours, and why we have decided over these 16 years to live a little tighter than maybe seems necessary. And we also want to steward well what the Lord has blessed us with, more importantly. But one thing about my husband is he is amazing with money. I have learned along the way, I would say I'm decent, but not like as great as he is. But when he asked my dad for his permission for my hand in marriage, he took my parents out and he presented my dad with a spreadsheet. At the time, he was an intern and he was in college, and he was 20 years old. I was 22, and he showed my dad a spreadsheet of how he was planning to financially provide for me. And so, of course, that quickly gave him a yes for my dad, because my dad loved that. So anyway, I wanted to just quickly, and I'm gonna try not to drag this out too long, but I wanted to quickly just kind of let y'all in on how we run our household financially. To give you a small background behind like our spending, we live in Southern California, so the economy is a little bit higher here as far as like our household items, groceries, hygiene, cleaning products, things like that. They are no different than anywhere else. I'm very familiar with cost of living in Alabama because I have a ton of family that lives there, and our grocery costs, things like that, are all the same. Our eating out expenses are very different than specifically in the South, because that's what I'm familiar with. Our restaurants, fast food is higher here because California has an outrageously high minimum wage. It's absolutely absurd how much our minimum wage is here. And it affects the consumers eating out. And I can say that last year I learned that for the first time for sure. We vacationed in Florida, and so the few times we went out to get Chick-fil-A or McDonald's or whatever, we were literally paying several dollars less in Florida per meal than what we pay here in California. So you can definitely see the difference on costs eating out than other places. And then of course there are, housing is higher here, insurance, like car insurance is higher here, registration, things like that are much higher in the state of California than they are in most places, if not all, in our country. So with that being said, we are homeowners. We've lived in our house for 15 years, so we do have a mortgage. We have one of our vehicles is completely paid off, and my vehicle is almost paid off. We have a year left on that, so I'm very excited. So we have one car payment. We've just put 2 kids in braces, and my husband's school loans are about to kick back in. He graduated from college 11 years ago, but depending on who's in office, depends on whether or not we pay for student loans. So when a Democrat is in office, his loans go on pause, and then when a Republican is in office, we get to start paying on them. And so the paying on them sucks, but the part of President Trump being in office does not suck, so that's fine with us. Anyway, that's just to give you kind of a glimpse at what our like higher month to month bills that we pay for are those items specifically. I mean, of course, there's a million other things across the board. We do not pay for streaming services. We pay for Walmart Plus every year. So with that, we get Paramount, but we don't even use it. We have no Netflix. We do have Amazon Prime. We have no Peacock, HBO, nothing. We have no other streaming services. So that is one thing that we don't pay for. We don't pay for anything like that. So truly, like Amazon Prime and Paramount through our Walmart Plus is the only 2 streaming services that we have, unless I'm like really forgetting something, but I'm pretty confident that that's all we have. I watch a lot of ESPN Plus because I'm a sports nut, but I use my dad's, so we won't probably shouldn't say that out loud. So to just go over how we break up our spending and everything like that, we do not carry cash on us ever. For the random times my husband might have it on him, he's amazing because he'll have cash in his wallet and it could stay there for a year. He'll never pull it out. He probably doesn't even realize it's there. He has very, very good self-discipline with things like that. Me, on the other hand, if I have cash on me, it will go fast. Even if it's like $2, if I have $2 in my wallet, I'm probably gonna buy me like a Chomp's beef stick or a drink, an energy drink. I don't know. I'll find something to spend that cash on. So we do not keep cash on us at all. It is much easier to spend when it's there. And so we are a cash-free zone here in the Aguilera house. We have a few credit cards, but we do not use them. We have one credit card we use that is a Costco credit card, and we only put one thing on it, and that is gas for our vehicles, and that is it. We fill up our tanks with that one credit card. The other credit cards stay put away. We don't use them. Nothing goes on them. The reason we use that Costco card for gas is for the rebate money we get back on it, which is always a nice little something extra that I will get to spend at Costco when those checks come in the mail. So that's how we don't use credit cards. We have 3 separate debit cards from 3 separate banks, and each account serves its own purpose. We have one main account at one bank. We have another account at another bank that is our fun money, and then we have our third bank account at a third bank, and that is my We call it our grocery budget. I'll start with that one first. Our grocery budget is $900 a month, and that goes towards every single household spending: groceries, hygiene, cleaning products, Costco trips. So that $900 is what I use for anything and everything that we need or want for the house. Even if I want to put a basil plant out in my garden, that comes out of grocery budget. So maybe not all my gardening things, but some of it may come out of grocery budget. As far as Costco goes, I have it on my bucket list to one day go to Costco and have no limit, like be able to get whatever I want, spend as much as I want, put whatever food in the cart that I want. One day, I hope I get to do that. And I know it sounds so silly and so small, but if you were in my shoes, you would understand that. I have never in my life taken a Costco trip where I have spent more than $350 ever, and $350 at Costco for me is wowza high, like crazy. I go to Costco once a month, and that once a month trip is anywhere between $175 and $200 every time. And I get a few specific items I will only buy at Costco, and that is our toilet paper, our paper towels, our trash bags, our dog food, the Kirkland organic flour, because we make a lot of bread in this house, the Kirkland Irish butter, and I feel like there was one more thing. Maybe that's it. Those are the only items I will only buy at Costco. I will not buy those in any other grocery store because it's just so expensive to get anywhere else. Now, if I don't have to get all that at the same time and I have a little bit of extra money, I might get like orange chicken. My kids love the orange chicken from Costco. Or some chips that they have there, depending on what chips they have. Their salad packs. Like if I have any room to spare, I might get one or two extra items if I can. Or, if I just want to maybe spoil the kids a little bit. But that is all I will spend there. Now, I usually only have to buy toilet paper and paper towels every other month. So I do my best to offset them. Like 1 month is toilet paper, the next is paper towels. It doesn't always work out like that, but most of the time it does. So every other month for those items, every other month for my dog food. I have one dog, so one bag of Costco food will last us about 2 months. I'd say 6 to 8 weeks. Trash bags, I usually only have to buy about 8 to 10 months. One box will last us that long. So that's nice to not have to buy them so often. I do buy flour and butter every single time I go. I never run out of flour, but I do often run out of butter at home. And if I do run out of the good butter from Costco, I will not buy it in another store. I do not buy Kerrygold in another store because my budget can't handle it. So sometimes I'll just get by with regular butter from Aldi, something like that, to get me by till my next trip for Costco. Don't like it as much, but it is what it is. So that's how I roll with my Costco budget. And I will say if I do have to be really careful because, of course, there are hygiene products that you don't always think of, and then you realize you need them and you're like, crap. And you just kind of have to figure it out or give in other areas. I do get my kids skincare, their acne wash, off of Amazon. So like my Amazon stuff also comes out of that budget if it's household related. So that's what we spend for the entire month on anything that's household related. Okay, and then for our fun money, that is $760 for the month. And that includes, I do work a couple hours at my parents' church doing secretarial work each week. And so I get $90 a week for that. And so that money, that's my small contribution. That money goes straight into our fun money. And then my husband also puts in money each paycheck into that budget as well. And the fun money covers anything fun we want to do. So we do go eat out every Friday. Me and my husband have a date every other Friday, and then on the off Fridays we don't have a date. We take our kids out to eat. With that being said, we eat at the same restaurant every single week. Our date nights and when we eat out with the kids. We have a restaurant called OG's here, and they have happy hour menu at 3 o'clock on Fridays. And so we get happy hour prices, food prices. And so we go eat there almost every single Friday, unless something comes up and we're unable to do that. But Fridays are our family Friday day. So we do that. So with all 5 of us eating at OG's on their happy hour with tip included, usually our bill is around $60 when we do that. Now when it's just me and my husband on date nights, it's obviously less than that. But that even includes them getting drinks when we're out. So that is like the one consistent thing I think we do with our fun money. And then fun money can go towards anything else we do. If we want to get coffee at a coffee shop, which now we just got an espresso machine, so I make really good coffee at home, so we actually aren't even doing that much anymore. Or the kids love to go to 7-Eleven and to get soda or Slurpees because they are really cheap there. So especially through the summer, I'll regularly, probably at least once a week, I'll take them to 7-Eleven and let them get a Slurpee if we want to get ice cream, or well, we do family movie nights on Fridays as well. My pillow keeps falling. But for family movie night, we love getting Italian ice from the store, and so we will do that. Anytime we have vacations coming up, we will try in advance to save up that account a little more than usual, so that when we do go on vacations, we're able to go out to eat and pull from that. Keep having my kiddos come out here with a squeaky door opening. So anyways, but yeah, so we use our fun money towards vacation eating out as well. So it goes towards that. I wouldn't say we're huge like moviegoers. I would say we probably take our kids to the movies like once, maybe twice a year, and that's it. So of course that would be something that comes out of that budget. And then anything that we want but don't necessarily need will come out of fun money. So for instance, if like I see a shirt at the store that I love and I just want it, if we have the money and the room to get it, that will come out of fun money because it's just for fun. Now if my kids need something, like yesterday I had to buy my daughter new shoes. She loves wearing high top Converse, and but Converse are crazy expensive, and so we go the Amazon route. I bought her, she likes the black high top Converse, and so she's had a pair, she's just worn them into the ground. She wears them with everything, dresses, shorts, jeans, whatever, and she needed a new pair. Hers were ripping, and so yesterday I bought her a new pair on Amazon, and these were different than the last Amazon ones I bought, but they're actually better. We got them well, I ordered them 2 days ago. She got them yesterday. And they had 10,000 4.5-star reviews on Amazon, and they were on sale for $15. And so when we got them, the quality actually feels amazing. They seem better than her last pair. Where do you? Oh, Minecraft. You're in your Minecraft era.
Yeah.
You know you have a dad that can do it.
Well, he's like in the middle of a match.
Oh, okay. Our kids can't play screens unless we approve it. So when they send through a screen time, they only get a few hours each day on the weekend of screen time. So when they play on their phones, they have to send a request for us to approve it. But the funny thing is like my kids don't just send the request, they come and ask, can you accept my request? And I'm like, just send it, I'll see it and I'll accept it. Got her black Converse high tops on sale for $15 on Amazon. So I was so excited about that because that was easy. But anything that my kids need, because they're kids, so they don't stop growing, they put holes in their clothes, they run their shoes into the ground, so they need stuff more regularly than I do. Like, I stopped growing a long time ago, and I'm not as hard on my clothes. There's a lot of stuff I don't need. Most of it I just want. They need stuff pretty regularly. So those kind of items, we just take out of like our regular normal account because they're so infrequent, and we just take it out of that. And if our kids need something, we're gonna make sure it gets taken care of. So those are the things that you can't just get by without. Those things have to be taken care of, so we do handle that for sure. So that's how we spend our grocery budget and our fun money budget, which is really our two main budgets. Our other budget, our other account, we really don't touch. Our bills come out of it, and other than that, we don't pull anything from it. So that's how we budget. They're very, very tight budgets. I would say our fun money is, maybe it's larger than most. It has not been the $760. It's actually been closer to about $460, I would say. We've upped it a little bit just because we're tightening in other areas. So even though we're tightening up and we've allowed ourselves a little bit more fun money space, we don't want to take away from doing stuff together, being able to take the kids out and have a fun time with them. And we also have vacation coming up. So a lot of that's we actually have 2 vacations coming up. So we'll be gone for 2 weeks, and then we come home for 2 weeks, and then we're gone again for about a week and a half. And so we don't want to take away from our vacation time. So that fun money also goes towards that. So that is, I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about. Also, one thing to note, which I said we put our credit cards away and we don't use them. We actually do have a credit card linked to our Amazon account. That's primarily because we will not put our debit cards linked to anything online ever. Because if something were to happen, a security breach or anything like that, credit cards are obviously a lot easier to deal with stopping transactions or denying a payment or whatever. Where if you're using your debit card online, that's like an absolute no-go, because if something happens, you can't get that money back. And so with that being said, we do have a credit card that we use for Amazon. But when we make that purchase on Amazon, we turn right around, like right then and there, and we go ahead and pay that off with whatever budget it came out of, whether the Amazon purchase was pulled for fun money or if it was pulled from my household budget. we turn around and pay it off immediately, so it's taken care of. But I would say if you have any sort of debit bank card online, like, take it off. My husband is in cybersecurity, so there are many things that we will not and do not do on the internet, and that is one of them for sure. If you guys have any comments or maybe any advice, any kind of ways that maybe you have found cutting corners to kind of save your family some money, I would love to hear it down in the comments. I am always looking for ways to save money, and so if you would leave that in the comments, that would be awesome to hear maybe your different ways. I will say that even with grocery shopping on a tight budget, I do my best to still keep us on healthier eating. I wouldn't say we're like strict healthy eaters, but I do, it's so easy when you're on a tight budget to just eat processed food, boxed food, things like that, and I try my best to absolutely avoid that. I buy a lot of canned goods, but we don't buy a lot of boxed goods. I would say probably 90% of the food we eat at home is homemade from scratch. Just because I'm on a tight budget doesn't mean I have to give my family crappy food. Like, my kids don't even like macaroni and cheese, so I don't even buy Kraft macaroni and cheese, but I'll buy a box of noodles and, make my own mac and cheese at home. So that is one thing, that don't feel like if you're on a tight budget, you have to buy boxed food, because you really don't. It's actually very cheap to make everything at home. I've learned, this doesn't really have to do with our budget, it's just had to do with me making changes. I make a lot of sourdough. I make a lot of different breads, sandwich bread, flatbread pizzas, naan bread. I make a lot of bread at home. We consume a lot of bread in my house, but it's all made from scratch. I stopped buying sandwich bread at the store, and that's why I always make sure to have butter, yeast, flour, and salt in my house. And if I have those 4 items, we're gonna eat something and it's gonna taste good. So don't think that if you're on a tight budget, you have to eat crappy food. Like, we are eating the best we've probably ever eaten in my house, because I've also learned to love cooking and enjoy it. And so that's just a little tip. And also, one other thing is that I did want to mention, I almost forgot. I don't buy snacks for my kids. I used to be a snack mom, and it just didn't fit the budget anymore. My kids got bigger. They started eating more food, larger portions when we eat meals. And so snacks don't fit into my budget. And we live in a world today where, like, the mindset is we have to have snacks for our kids in the house. And I grew up, my parents are pastors, and prior to moving to California, they lived paycheck to paycheck. They lived so tight, and they had 4 kids, and my mom was never able to buy us snacks. She kept Kool-Aid in the house for us. That was like our treat. But we never had snacks at all. Like, I don't remember a time in my life where my mom ever regularly kept snacks in the house, ever. And so it's not a necessity. And yeah, my kids get bummed about it sometimes, but it just doesn't fit my budget. They eat 3 good meals, and I do buy them treats every once in a while. Sometimes I'll keep like just a box of graham crackers in the house, but I don't keep like yogurts or I'll keep like a canister of yogurt for like breakfast and stuff, but not to snack on. I don't keep applesauce pouches, no string cheese, granola bars, none of that. You won't see any of that in my house, and not because there's anything wrong with it, but it just doesn't fit our budget, and it's just somewhere we have to cut. And my kids are healthy, and they're fine without it. So don't feel the pressure of having to be the snack mom, and we don't have to constantly be feeding our kids throughout the day. And so if there are areas where you feel like you need to cut, I would say that's a good area to cut. As long as they're having good, wholesome meals, they don't need to eat snacks throughout the day. It's just not necessary for them. So I did want to throw that in there. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. I would really, really appreciate it. And don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment box. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.